vlogging right now. Do you want to say something to my subscribers? Hey guys, I love you. Make sure you subscribe or else you didn't. So just saying. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'm sure you're very aware of the fact that this past weekend I went to VidCon. It was my first year, and actually the first year that I even knew about it. Weird. And I had the time of my life. I flew to Anaheim on Thursday, which was the day before all the festivities began. That's when I met my friend Ben from Benjamin of Tomes, as well as our friend Kat from Catty-tastic, and a bunch of fantastic YouTubers like Jessie from Jessie the Reader, Kaz, Little Book Owl, Jessica from Foolish Oats, and so many more. We registered that evening, then all went out to a booktube dinner, which I was invited to even though I'm not technically a booktuber. And then we went bowling and just basically got ourselves extremely exhausted before VidCon even began. On Friday, I got up way too early to get Starbucks, and then everything started. The first thing I did was go to the main hall, the expo hall, where the majority of the chaos was for the entire weekend. There were lines for signings at the back, but filling the entire space in front were booths for all different kinds of companies and projects. Booths for Geek Week, Sublime, Wonderly, Awesomeness TV, and so many others were represented there, and they had fun people working. People would just chat with you, or they'd invite you to try something, or they'd just hand you free stuff. There were places where you could get photo ops done, and they had all kinds of funky props. Yeah, Memory Heart photobombed us. But maybe the coolest and most surreal part of the expo hall, and just the general surrounding areas, was the fact that you were very likely to run into some of your favorite YouTubers just walking around either on their own or with friends or with a small cluster of followers. That was probably the weirdest part of the experience, at least on the first day, just because even though I'd heard stories about it, it felt very different to actually bump into people who I really admire and who have inspired me as a vlogger and a content creator. On Saturday, I got to attend a panel all about networks and independent creators, and that was not only interesting, but it also got me thinking about so many different aspects of YouTube, stuff that I didn't previously know about or hadn't previously considered. I also got to spend a lot of time with some of my friends from Geek and Sundry, which included Mia and Omar from Two Broke Geeks, and Akeem and Alyssa, and I met Christina. After that, I pretty much just explored the expo hall some more and got to see a lot more things that I missed the first day, because there really were enough things just in the expo hall and the surrounding areas to keep you busy for so many hours. Sunday was Disney Day, which of course was magical. I met a bunch of princesses, and that was quite possibly more fun as an adult than it even was as a kid. The group VidCon picture was kind of a mess because there were way too many of us, but it reminded me again that there are a lot of people who are passionate about the same things that I am. Overall, the people at VidCon, with very few exceptions, were incredible. I hardly met anyone who was rude or difficult, and that's extremely unusual in crowds this big. Even more, the environment was positive and encouraging. People had cameras out all the time, and it wasn't nearly as awkward to pull out a camera and start talking to it as it is anywhere else in the entire world. The sense of community that I felt around people who are either content creators themselves or at least appreciate and love YouTube, it reminded me that I'm part of something bigger. It left me with so many ideas for videos and for my channel and for my future on YouTube. It inspired me to branch out and start experimenting with this, to try new things and to be proud of the stuff that I've already done. All in all, VidCon was hugely overwhelming and exciting and wonderful. I filmed a few vlogs during my time in Anaheim, but not only were those kind of rough, because I don't have a lot of practice vlogging and walking at the same time, but I also just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about everything that happened and my thoughts on it. I hope you've enjoyed getting this sort of walkthrough of VidCon from the perspective of a first timer, and whether you were there, whether you wanted to be, or whether you just like hearing about it, I hope that this vlog has given you at least a little bit of the inspiration that the convention has left me with. As always, I'll have links to my Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr in the description box if you're interested in seeing any more about my adventures in Anaheim. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing and favoriting and whatever other wonderful things you guys do for me. I feel like we should just hug it out here, but I don't really know how to do that. That's what VidCon is for.